Good afternoon, guys. This is Rich, down along the river. Rich's River Smokers, West Virginia. Today we're doing a video, like I promised the other day in Will Free Skater's live video. This video is going to be about my physical and what you should do when it's physical time for your physical. Okay. Prime will give you when you're accepted by Prime, when you're ready, they will schedule you for a physical, but they will give you places to pick from in your area, whatever's more convenient for you. So she gave me a choice of one in Frederick or one in Ranson, which is West Virginia. So I picked the one in Ranson. And it was a Valley Health and Urgent Care. So, this video is about what you should be careful of, and I will drop if I pass my physical or not. Okay. Tuesday, I went for my physical at Valley Health / Urgent Care. You know, of course, I'm a big guy, so I'm always worried about, what if my sugar's up. And I know I never had a sugar problem, believe it or not. So then, what you should look for is, just be careful, Don't give them any information that they don't need to know, obviously. So I walked in, and of course, for my paperwork, I had high blood pressure, and I'm on medication, so I had to write down my meds and all that shit. So, went through the physical, took my piss test, sugar come back good, no proteins, whatever, everything was working good. Did my sight test, which they'll ask you to, step on a line and read a line that you can read and cover both eyes and all that shit. They don't put you in a corner, or they'll whisper some shit to you, like a number and a letter or some stupid word or something, and you have to be able to repeat them to make sure your ears are good. Okay. So, got all that done, went to a room, and, of course, the nurse, she was taking my blood pressure, and this is where the fucking circus starts. Okay, I'm not a big fan of the machines. I've been having my blood pressure taken for a good while now, and the machines are never, ever, ever right. They're not even close. How I know they're not close is because in September I went to my doctor and got refilled my meds, and they took my blood pressure. And it was like 130 something over 80 something. Okay. So I know that, we're regulated and all that. So I told the woman I don't want the machine. And she says, well, we do the machine first. And then if it's high, then we'll do a manual. I said, what's the point? I don't want the machine done. It's my arm. This is how I want it done. So she says to how we do it, so I was like, fine, whatever. I wanted to get my blood pressure spiked. So she went and got this machine, put it on my forearm, which I've never had a cuff on my forearm before, which immediately struck me as odd, as what in the hell is she doing putting it on my arm, my forearm. So she presses the button, and it does it. You feel this shit, on your arm. So, and then all of a sudden, she looked and she said, huh. I said, what's it read? She's like 175 over 90 something. I was like, nah, that's wrong. I told you machines are wrong. They're always wrong. Well, let me sit there for 20 minutes. 20 minutes. And another nurse come in and took my blood pressure manually with the stethoscope, stethoscope, I think that's what it's called. And she pumped up the little thing manually, and it was 136 over 82. In 20 minutes, my blood pressure went down, 40 points? So I automatically knew I was in trouble. I was in a doctor's office that I shouldn't have been in. So, and that's where it started. if you know me, I'm not the kind of guy you're gonna manipulate. You're not gonna manipulate me. You're not gonna tell me what the fuck to do. You're not gonna do that shit to me. Okay. So I'm gonna drop in some words, but that situation just frustrated the shit right out of me. So, doctor comes in. They measure my neck and all that shit. I don't know why they did that. So, doctor comes in, looks through my charts, looks through my papers, and I said, what's going on? Am I physically fit to drive a truck? And she says, well, I'm not going to give you your certification. I was like, why? She said, because we want to put you through a sleep apnea test first. You have 45 days to bring back a paper. And I'm like, what? That's not how it works. At least that's not how I remember it working. So anyway, I didn't want to get too wound up at that point. So she went on with her stupid little test, follow the pen and all that, up your finger, move your arm, and get out and balance yourself and all that kindergarten shit. So, and then we got into the conversation again. I said, that's not what you do. I said, I can't have a 3-month card because Prime is going to give me another physical. I think it happens when you get into TNT, when you get your purple badge. And they'll flag me for a sleep apnea. That's what they do. So I don't trust that. I'm not going to issue your certification until you bring me back a paper within 45 days. So then, shit got real. So I said, look, it's not your job. Not your job. Not your job at all. You just make sure I'm physically fit to drive the truck. Am I physically fit to drive the truck? Yeah, but I want you to do a sleep apnea test, so I'm not going to give you a certification. So instantly, my blood started to boil, and like, this doctor is holding my livelihood because of something that she assumes I may have. Not everybody that's fat has sleep apnea, okay? But because your neck is big and your body mass is this, you have to go for a sleep study. That's not your job, lady. You're a DOT physician. You're supposed to make sure I'm physically fit to drive the truck. You're overstepping boundaries. You have no clue of what the fuck you're talking about. So, needless to say, I didn't get my certification that day. So, as I'm brewing, and I'm brewing hard, I talk to people. I know a lot of people. A friend of mine at Prime, a couple friends of mine at Prime, I called, a friend of mine, her name's Jenna with Driver Lineup. I'll leave that, or the YouTube channel, I'll leave that card up here, and I card above in the description box below. So she said that don't sound right, and even my recruiter Barbara Brown, she said that didn't sound right either. So I wanted a second and physical. So Prime pays for the first one. All right. So they took Prime's money and pretty much just threw it in the fucking trash can. That's my opinion. So, with that being said, I had Heathen's Trucking, also a Prime YouTuber, briefer. I'll leave his channel up here in the iCard and description box below. He turned me onto an app, which is, right here it is. I'll show you what the app is right here. You should be able to see it. This app here has the doctors in your area, that's certified to do a DOT physical. Chiropractors, physicians, whatever. And also I reached out to a friend of mine on Facebook, went to school with. He drives a truck. He tells me go to a different place, which is in Frederick. Not the same place, I don't think. Might have been. That maybe Barbara was offering to me. I don't remember because I don't remember what the name was. So I went in there, and they gave me the drug test. Obviously, they took took me proteins, all that. Still same next day, the very next day, within less than 24 hours, I was in our doctor's office, and I paid $100 out of my pocket to have this shit done because I wasn't letting some dumbass doctor manipulate me in my livelihood. Wasn't going to do it. So went through all the same shit. Eye test, hearing test, hot blood pressure, blah blah blah. And so at the end of that story, they said nothing about the sleep apnea, and I got a 1-year card. I did get my certification. Okay, but guys, when you go, you don't have to let Prime you don't have to wait for Prime. Even though they're going to give you a physical later on down the road when you get in there and get your, I think it was your purple card, and get you out there. I think that's what happens in TNT. Whoever's watched this may correct me if I'm wrong, but they're going to put you through another physical. Obviously, if you're fat like me, they're gonna flag you for a sleep study. Not a problem. Whatever. I'm kind of wanting a machine to see if I help us sleep better. So, when you are ready to go, just go on that app I just showed you and pick a doctor, chiropractor. I mean, there's a list of them. There's doctors in truck stops. Okay, for truck drivers that cannot get to a regular doctor, like a building doctor, is in there in truck stops. I didn't really have a clue about that. So, you don't have to wait for Prime to schedule you. They like to pay for. They like to pay for it because it saves you money. They don't want you to let less money out of pocket. But note this: if you go get your CDL certification before you contact Prime or whatever, they're still going to send you for a pre-employment drug screen. So get that in your head right there. Okay. If you're smoking dope, quit. Don't even. Just prepare yourself. There's no room out there for dopers on the road. I can't be hypocritical. I'm just going to say that. But I tell you what, you just can't. I drove 20 years ago. It was a little easier back those days, but nowadays they're really cracking ass. So make sure you got your shit together. Do not be doping it up. Okay. And I'm telling you, it's a life change. Life change. Not the change of life, but you're changing your life. So make sure you prepare yourself. Okay. Again, you do not have to wait for Prime to schedule you for your DOT physical if you want to go ahead and get it out of the way. But be careful where you go. Just be careful where you go. Shit you have to look for. Like, you start measuring your neck. That's not their job. That is not their job. Don't give a shit what they say. Not their job. I've been through a lot of DOT physicals back in the day, and I've heard a lot of people going through them. The only way is to make sure you are physically fit to drive a truck, so you can go get your permit if you haven't drove before. Okay? So, I want to put that out there, and I told you I'd do a video on things to look for, like, don't just look for shady shit. Okay, just chiropractors are a good place to go. Truck stops are a good place to go because they're more tracker savvy. Apparently, this woman here at the Valley Health Center hates fat people / truck drivers, or she didn't like me bitching about the machine. There was some targeting going on. I promise you that. Prime has blacklisted that facility in that carrier, or that medical facility. And I might just fucking file on the FMCSA that she's a fraud. Might do it. Don't care. And she was about an asshole too. You could just tell it. So that was nice. Except for I didn't want the machine. I knew the machines were wrong. They're always wrong. They're never right. Ever. This leads me to believe that the nurses are lazy. They don't want to do nothing manual anymore. Maybe feed their face. But sorry if you nurses are watching this and I'm offending you. But I'm sorry. So please carry yourself more professional than the hogs down there at Valley Health. Okay. So they get my certification. Not a problem there. Next step is to go for my DOT, my CDL A learner's permit. So that's next step. I told you I document every step of the way. And that's what I'm doing. But I wanted to make sure that you guys know that you can do this on your own. Prime will try to reimburse you. They may reimburse you. They may not. I mean, who cares? I don't give a shit. I want to get my stuff done. I've waited long enough. So, guys, I hope this stuff is informational for you. I really do. Check out Driver Lineup. That was up in the iCard. Check out Heathen's Trucking. That was up in the iCard. Really, really good people. Been very supportive of me on my journey. I have a bunch of support teams. So, guys, stick around, and I'll tell you if I went and I got my CDL A learner's permit. Haven't been there yet. However, I am scheduled to be at Prime on the 31st at 11 a.m. to check in my hotel. So, guys, I hope you like the adventure. It's going to get a little more. I'm just going to keep bringing them. You know how I work if you follow me for a while. Like, share, subscribe. Hit that bell. It'll let you know when I do some shit. So, share with your friends and family in the world. And when you do share with them, tell them the best barbecue comes from the river. And we'll see you on the next one.